Hey guys, and welcome to Runway from the Rav, a Project Runway podcast. My name is Riley.
And I'm Maggie.
And today we'll be discussing Season 15, Episode 1.
There we go.
So, the recap of this episode, this is the first episode, we get to meet everybody, and it's an unconventional challenge, which I think is the first time, right?
Unconventional challenges are my favorite.
I think they're everybody's favorite, because they're so crazy. So, the premise is we're meeting everybody. It's an unconventional challenge at the welcome party. Like, they literally just met, and 10 minutes later, it's just madness.
Yes. As Tim Gunn says, your challenge will start immediately.
Yes. And they've all had, champagne. One guy was like, I've had 2 glasses. This is madness. The girls were in high heels and stuff. But everybody seemed to get enough materials. No one seemed to be complaining later on that they didn't get enough.
No, which is actually, that's also a first.
Yeah, very surprising. But there were a lot of fabrics in there. Pillows and stuff like that. So, let's get into the workroom, right? So that's the meat of the episode, really, this time. Because we had so many designers to meet and get their little bios. And it does look like a diverse cast. Like, we've got younger people just out of school. We've got older people coming back. And just a big range of looks, I think. And aesthetics.
Did anybody, stand out to you immediately?
I'm really interested in Linda, who is I think used to be a broadcaster or something like that, newscaster. Yeah, and now she's going back to be a designer, and she looks a little like Lucy Lawless to me, so I'm on board.
Okay.
How about you?
I love Tasha.
Yes.
She just seems really, really cool.
Yes.
So
her personality throughout this episode was so humble but confident. I liked it a lot. Mm-hmm. Yes. Let's see. So there weren't too many drama moments. A lot of people were talking kind of about Erin and if she'd have time to finish her bright yellow garment. Because multiple people commented on it that she doesn't have time. She's not going to make it, but she made it.
Yeah, she totally did. And she won.
Spoilers.
Well, if they're listening, I think they've already watched.
That's true. We'll get there. Were there any other moments that stood out to you in the workroom?
No. I mean, I didn't really take too many notes about the workroom. Just I was interested in seeing how Roberry's was going to turn out.
Yeah.
Because that was kind of cool to watch him build that.
Yeah, and I thought initially he was going to have problems because he's the metal's poking his fingers or something, and I thought, are we going to have another moment? Who was it the other season who cut their finger on the first day, a huge gash, and then they're I'm bleeding, I couldn't make my work. And then we did have already a model have to help somebody. Brick had to have his model put glitter on his glitter bell-bottom pants, which I thought was clever. Not a lot of people use their models to help them finish at the end, but he already did. First episode, he's honey, let's put some glitter on these pants. But otherwise, everybody seemed to get along. There was no drama of I didn't know I had to bring my own scissors, which I think last season or a season before, you had to bring your own kit, and everybody was so surprised that they needed to have their own materials. So there was none of that really. There was a little drama with Ian and Tim, I think, where Ian had a very strong aesthetic, which is cool, but he just refused to listen to Tim or even have a positive attitude with the critique he got. His literally talking head was critique is just part of fashion, and I'm cool with that. And then everything Tim said was you need to add volume. I hate volume.
I think he said crit.
Yes. He shortened it. Because he's hip, he's cool with the kids. He ironically wears a hat that says, gangster or something on it, and he's it's ironic. But
and he's child-sized, don't forget that.
Yeah, even though he's perfectly average size compared to people he's talking to small women, he's I'm child-sized, whatever, Ian. Anyway, Ian's attitude throughout this episode was not great. And it's fine to have your own aesthetic, and it's fine not to listen to Tim. People have not taken his advice and won. Sean, there was a couple times on his season who have ended up winning. He didn't listen to Tim every time, but your first challenge, you might want to take at least a little of his advice to heart. And Project Runway, probably not the place to launch your, subdued, subtle line of white sheath dresses. Project Runway, it's a TV show. It's a reality TV show. We want to see the big, bold, yellow Big Bird walking down the runway.
Right. No, not a fan of Ian.
No. But that's okay, because let's get to the runway portion, right? And we're going to learn what happens to Ian.
Okay.
Ian. Okay. So, I wrote everybody down in order, and since it's unconventional, I thought we would, like, mention what everybody used real quick. Okay. And then just maybe, do you want to give our opinions right as we say it then? Like each person? Okay.
Let's do it.
So first up was Mahjong. And his unconventional material was magazines. And he crumpled them up and put them on a muslin dress and put a belt on it.
Oh, was there a belt?
There was a black belt.
Okay. I do not remember.
I don't know if that was from the styling wall or if that was a strap or something, but it was mostly magazines, I think. So what did you think of Mahjong?
I like that. I thought there was a cool texture from far away, but up close, it just looked like crumpled up magazines. It wasn't really transformed at all for me. Yeah.
Well, I feel like the magazine dress, maybe not on Project Runway, but in other places, it's been done a lot and really well and really cool and unique. And this was just kind of, I crumpled paper and put it on a really simple dress form. So I was kind of surprised that he was safe, because that seemed like one of the top two for me that were like not a lot of effort shown. Like, okay, so then we had Jenny, who has the laugh that everybody kept commenting on. So we'll see how often that's in throughout the season, how many times we have to listen to that laugh.
We should make a soundbite of that.
Yeah, we'll insert that here. But she used backpacks and boas. And she made that red, like, crop top shorts with, like, a feather jacket. And she reminded me, actually, a little of Kelly from the Deli.
Really?
A little bit with the look, like the look of it. Not herself, but...
Okay.
Because it was very, like, kind of 70s streetwear mixed with today. I don't know. What'd you think?
I didn't like it. To me, this was one that I would have put in the bottom. Yeah. I didn't like it at all. I did not feel that she was the next Picasso or Banksy or anything.
I don't think she knew what she was talking about.
I did not like that at all. I mean, what'd she do? It was like she just finger painted her name. Oh, like, on the
with yellow paint on a red backpack.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just so you know, Picasso was an amazing painter who later did cubism and abstract art, but if you look at his early art, he did beautiful portraits that, like, rivaled anybody. Like, so, yeah, whatever. Okay, so then we had Sarah, who I don't remember at all. She hardly got any talking time. That's how you know people are going to be safe. If you, like, never hear, like, we constantly heard, like, Ian and Dexter and a couple others, but then we never heard anything of, like, Sarah. So she used wrappers and lanterns, and I legitimately don't remember her dress.
No. Okay. I think it was the one, it was a multi-tiered skirt with, like, it was, like, fuchsia red.
Oh, okay,
like, and then it had, like, a white top, I think.
Yeah, I liked the skirt.
Maybe, like, a gold collar.
I think I remember liking the skirt, but it looked very Forever 21 to me.
Well, and again, like, I could tell exactly what they were. Like,
yes,
the lanterns.
Yeah. I liked how she cut the skirt to look like flames, now that I remember it, yes. But yeah, nothing special. Safe. Natalia, I'm not sure. Natalia, she used placemats and pillows, and it was, as Tim Gunn called it, the bride of the Tin Man. And it was very icy.
It was super silver.
Yes, what'd you think of it?
I put that, I liked the silver. I thought that read really well on the runway, but of the actual... I mean, it was kind of interesting the way, the shape of, like, the front, how it kind of came in, and I don't know. That was kind of an interesting shape she made, but again, I don't know. I just wasn't, like, blown away by it at all. What did you think?
I didn't like the big puffy arms. I liked the dress part, and I agree. I thought it was made really well. I mean, it was silver placemats, but it didn't necessarily look like that. It looked like these panels, but yeah, the big arms just kind of turned it into, like, weird winter fashion for me. Speaking of weird winter fashion, Dexter was up next, and he used a pillow and a rug, and he ended up getting chosen for the critique at the end.
Yes,
top.
He was the top.
Yes. And to me, we once had Psychedelic Yeti on this show a few seasons ago, and this, to me, looked like full-on tribal winter Yeti.
Yeah, it did.
I didn't hate it, though. Like, it looked very cute. Like a cute little winter outfit for, like, I don't know, someone up north. But at the same time, how they let him get away with using a pillow and a rug. I feel like in, like, past unconventional challenges, if you used fabric, they, like, ripped you apart. Like, if they could see muslin, or if you used something easy. But this time around, like, everybody used fabric, like backpacks and rugs and stuff. And they're like, yeah, this is great. Like, who cares if someone else glued candy and napkins together? You used real fabric. It looks great. So that was kind of odd.
Right. When I first saw it, I don't know, I thought the top portion, like with all the colors where you use the pillow, to me that like seemed out of place. Like it just seemed like it didn't fit there. Mm-hmm. But then like I guess the more I looked at it, the more I started to like it, because then I noticed there's like some yellow detail on the like lining of the skirt. And
yeah,
it was nice. And then like he tied that in with the shoes and everything.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the first people we've seen on the entire show who's really brought the shoes into it. Mm-hmm. And they made a lot of comments about that, but I thought that was cool. He was not the first person to put bracelets on ankles, even though Nina really liked that. And thank God Nina's back. We just watched All Stars, and I just miss Nina's insight. She's my favorite. She's just like rips people apart. It's my favorite.
I miss everyone. I mean, I love Zach too. I love Zach Posen.
Well, I like that they bring the garments up close in the standard one, and they get to see them and go, oh my God, that is licorice, or oh my gosh, this looks bad up close. But on the runway, it looked great.
Yeah. And even Heidi. I mean, sorry, Alyssa, but
yeah,
Heidi's she's the one and
she's
only.
The face of Project Runway to me.
She
like
is.
her and Tim. Like there's no one else.
Oh my God, and Tim. Oh, thank God for Tim. No more Zana.
No more Zana. We need our Tim. We need good
us how you really
feel. Okay, so let's move on. So next up we had Rick, who I also don't remember at all, but he used undeveloped film, Polaroid film. And then straps. And this was actually my favorite. I think this was the closest to my aesthetic. Just simple, clean. And at first glance, you don't know it's Polaroids because there's nothing developed on them. Mm-hmm. And just the shapes. It was very architectural. But I don't remember Rick himself at all.
I just remember he had dark hair and glasses.
Yeah, he got no chance to talk. Like, him and Sarah, I think, were, like, not in this episode.
Yep.
Do you have any feedback on Rick?
No, I didn't write anything about that one. I remember it. It was like the shiny white.
Yeah.
All over.
It's just like a little cocktail dress, but I don't know. That was one of the few that went down the runway that I'm like, I would wear that. Like, most of them, I'm like, nope. Even if I like it, otherwise. Okay, so next up we had Ian, who used mesh, developed Polaroids, and pillow tassels.
Yeah.
Ian.
I wrote the worst. That was all I wrote.
I liked the colors he chose. I think like the guest judge said like icy kind of tone. Like I liked like the mint and blues, but it looked like something that maybe would have gone in Sean's runway from a previous season, like with the very tassel-y and just a simple silhouette. But she's like, this is an unconventional challenge, and you made a white dress. And what was that material out of? Muslin? I'm not sure. But it's like, where'd he get that much material to make a sheath dress? Didn't listen to Tim at all to incorporate the design that was on the front anywhere else. No volume, no nothing, no pizzazz. And then every time anybody critiqued him on it, he was like, I love it. I hate volume.
Well, and, like, he was so excited to get those Polaroids, and he didn't do anything with them.
No, he used 2 of them on the top.
He just, like, stuck them on there.
Yeah, and we've seen a really good Polaroid dress. Say what you will about her, but Ashley, in the last season, made a really pretty Polaroid dress.
That's right.
And right before Ian was Rick's Polaroid dress, undeveloped, which is the first we've seen of that, but also a cool kind of take on it with a unique texture made. And then Ian just puts 2, like, on her chest and you're done. Like, awful. But we'll get back to Ian when we get to the judging section. But he was chosen for a critique.
Yeah. And the bottom.
Yes. Next up we have Tasha, who used bags and pillows, and she made these I loved hers. It looks so cool. She got the perfect model who just had this attitude. They were these really cool, like, genie style pants almost.
Yeah,
like
they're
these
drop crotch pants.
Yeah, and then like this crop top that was tribal again. And she also made, which I thought was unique, a handbag out of the director chairs. And we just don't see accessories very often, but in this time we had shoes and 2 bags. And I was like, yes, like you're a designer, design the whole outfit. I loved it. What'd you think?
Yeah, that was my favorite one.
Yeah.
I love the pants. I'm glad that she decided to scrap the multicolored stuff that she was working on, even though that was a lot of work.
Yeah.
It ended up being really good that she went for just the black and white, just the mood bags.
Yeah, very urban. It just looks so cool. And then the way she styled her model was good, even though the Mary Kay makeup, I literally can't even. So next up, we had Erin. Oh, and Tasha was chosen for a critique as well. Next up was Erin, who had a yellow dream made out of wigs and candy.
Yes.
And, what did you think of this, Big Bird?
I actually loved it.
Okay, all right.
I thought, like, she seemed to have, like, the most well thought out piece.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she had a plan from the start. Like, when she was getting her materials, she was like, I want everything yellow. And she just, like, went for that and embraced it. And it was so put together.
It was.
And, like, she just kept her cool the whole time and was just like, no, yeah, I got enough time. It's going to be fine.
Yeah.
And it was fine.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
She's like, I spent a lot of time thinking, and then I act, and she pulled it all together. And she didn't just use unconventional materials. She used wigs and somehow made it look classy. I mean, it was yellow, but she used, like, the mesh that the wig is woven through in really cool ways on the top, and it was just like no one else truly transformed their unconventional material the way she did. I don't think, like, everybody else was like, it's pretty obvious that's a placemat or that's a pillow, but she, like, you wouldn't know that was a wig.
No, and especially not the mesh parts.
Yeah.
Up at the top. And, like, I want to know, how did she saw through those gumballs? Like, how did she...
It looked like she's just cutting them with scissors, but yeah,
Really?
I wonder... And it was funny because they showed her a picture of her doing it, and she's, like, eating a pixie stick, and I was like, yes, this is what I would be doing. I wasn't a huge fan of the fur, like, the hair part.
Up at the top?
Yeah, and then the skirt, to me, I was getting a little bit of a lampshade vibe with the dots and the tassels, but I liked that it was cohesive, and she lucked out with her model as well. If she'd gotten, like, a super pasty, redheaded model, like I think Ian pointed out, that may have been more of a flop, but she got a model with, like, slightly darker skin, dark hair, and it just looked way better
Yep.
than it could have. Yeah, okay, so let's move on. Next up is Linda, Lucy Lawless, and she used balloons and lamps.
Yep. All I wrote down was just, I thought it just was really stiff. There was no movement to it at all, and no color. It was just white. Yeah. I don't know. I didn't write much about it.
Me either. I thought it was okay. I expected her, just because of other older people we've seen on this show, they make things that are just weird or something. So I was like, you know what? It's just kind of meh. It's a whatever, but at least I wasn't, like, disappointed. I was like, it's fine. Like, it's safe. If she continues to make things like that, she might be out. But she did make a really cool little handbag as well. So I just liked the accessories this time around, because most of the time they use the Just Fab wall, and then they're done. So next up is Kimber, who's the third person. I have no recollection of who she is. But hers was made out of tote bags, placemats, and stars. It was this dream of a golden moo-moo to me. It looked a little maternity to me. What'd you think?
Yeah. Once again, no movement. But I mean, I don't know what kind of movement you can get with those. What were they? Placemats?
Placemats, yeah.
That's pretty stiff material. I mean, I liked the gold. I liked her overall, like, color scheme. That all looked nice together, but I don't know. The actual shape of the dress was just kind of...
Yeah, it wasn't super inspired to me. So next up, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but it's spelled Lawrence. Yep. She used to be a model. She made hers out of tote bags, toothpicks, and beads. And it looked like...
I can't picture this one.
It looked like a children's project to me. I was so surprised it wasn't in the bottom. It just did not look like it matched the rest of the competitors to me. And she's beautiful. And she had some cool insights of, like, I used to be a model, now I'm a designer and stuff. But to me, her garment was not great.
I don't remember it at all, so it must not have been.
It was pretty boring.
Okay.
Well, next up we have the opposite of boring. We have Brick, which won. He looks like Thor, and he's got a great name.
Yes.
And he made his out of ball caps and glitter. He covered muslin in glitter, like confetti, and he made bell-bottom pants. Mm-hmm. And then he paired it with this, like, futuristic shirt top, I should say, made out of ball caps, but it was all ball caps.
Yeah.
Which was really cool.
That was very cool.
And he was chosen as critique in the bottom. What'd you think?
I mean, I agreed with the judges. I didn't feel like the top and the bottom went together super well. But, I mean, I love the pants.
The pants surprised me. I thought I'd hate them.
They turned out awesome.
Yes, they did.
And, like, that was a really cool idea. Like, the shoulder details and all the stuff he did with the hats, really, like, all that construction was really cool.
Yeah.
But, yeah, they just, I don't know, it just didn't mesh that well together.
I think if he hadn't done the shoulders, they would have been okay. Because if he'd had a busy top and those pants, they would have ripped him apart either way. But I feel like with that futuristic top and then the bottoms that are like retro, I think they're like, what's happening here? But I didn't hate it as much as I expected when he's like, I'm gonna make glitter bell bottom pants, and I was just like, Brick, you're killing me. But they were okay, and luckily he did get chosen for critique. So we only have 3 left. So next up is Cornelius, and he made his out of green plates and flowers.
Yeah.
Now, someone in the workroom said it looked like toenails. I personally thought it looked like melons, like sliced melon. So what about you, Maggie? What'd you think?
Well, I like the toenail comment, and once they said that, I couldn't unsee that. But, I mean, I have to say, I actually really liked it, and this was one that I would have put in the top, personally. Like, I don't know, I like the plant vibe. I liked the, like, I don't know, the green was kind of crazy. I don't know if he chose that. Did he paint that? Or did
No,
it
I think
come like
the plates were just green. Yeah.
Okay. But I liked that, and I liked how he combined it with the flowers, and it was just, I don't know, just kind of a cool, nature-y piece. Like, I don't know, it was weird, but I liked it.
I liked it more than I expected, but I also, when he first showed it to Tim, it looked more like a shirt or like a top, but I didn't expect him to do an entire dress in it.
Yeah.
I think it may have been a little more punchy if he'd paired it with like a really cool like skirt or pair of pants or something. Like, to me, it was a lot. It was almost like the Chiquita Banana lady's outfit. Like, just a lot of like flowers in the green. And because I thought melons, I was just immediately thinking like it's like a fruit and vegetable plate. Like, I don't know. So next up we have Roberry, and he made his entirely out of lanterns.
Yep. This one, I was super surprised with the judges' reaction. I was definitely with Zach and Heidi. Like, I thought it was very artistic and sculptural and just kind of cool. I didn't mind the colors either.
No, I thought it was cool.
I thought that was totally fine. I mean, they were right. It was definitely pretty short, but I don't know. I didn't think that it was, like, vulgar or anything.
No, it didn't show anything. And he knew it was short, but he wanted to do that. I loved the neckline of it. Personally. But he was in the bottom.
He was. That surprised me.
Yeah. And it surprised everybody else. Like, when they went back in saying that he was on the bottom while the judges deliberated, everybody was like, what? Like, 'cause everybody thought he'd take it away. But, okay, so then our last contestant was Alex, who I have no memory of. But he used napkins, placemats, and flowers.
Yeah.
And, I'm sorry, I do remember Alex. He's like the older guy who's acting as a mentor.
Yeah, he's a very monotone voice.
Yes, super monotone, but he's being really helpful to people. He, like, had some people come out and sit with him and chat, which is kind of cool, and he's like, it's good sportsmanship, and I was like, that's nice, because sometimes you have people, like, stab you behind the back. We'll see how long he keeps it up as the competition goes on, but I thought that was cool. However, his garment, to me, I liked the bottom, I did not like the top.
No. I mean, the bottom was very cool with all the purple and, like, all that texture and volume, but and it moved really nicely too. It was kind of bouncy, and I don't know, it was nice and it was fun, but not my style.
No, yeah, not a huge fan. So then let's get to the judging. So the judging was Dexter, Aaron, and Tasha in the top, and then we had Ian, Roberry, and Brick in the bottom.
Yep.
And then should we just go right into the winner and the person who got sent home and say if we agree? Okay, so the winner was Erin with her yellow wig and candy look. And then, do you agree with that? Do you agree with Erin winning?
I do. I think it should have been her or Tasha. I wouldn't have put Dexter up, like, in the final 2.
I agree. Yeah, I think either Tasha or Erin, because they just seem to transform it the most, and they made, like, an actual look. Like an actual thing that you could maybe walk out of there and wear and maybe not feel... Okay, maybe yellow wigs, you'd feel a bit like a fool. But they looked like real fashion, and some of them just looked kind of phoned in. And then the bottom 2, it was down to Ian and Brick. And the judges said that it was between Brick's creativity and Ian's sophistication, but lack of creativity and lack of, like, taking criticism well. And it ended up, Ian went home. So do you agree with that?
Praise the Lord! Yes! I don't know. Ian, no. Not a fan. Not a fan at all.
No.
Very happy he's gone already.
Yeah. I'm glad we got rid of that personality right out the gate because he was negative
the
whole time. And we'll find someone else who's negative or a drama starter, I'm sure. But for now, it's kind of nice to just be like, okay, he's gone. So,
Right.
do you have any final thoughts for episode 1 of season 15?
No, I mean, not really. I'm sad. I'm a little sad that Unconventional's already over.
Yeah, true.
Because that's my favorite, but...
Do you think they won't have another one later in the season?
I hope they do. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
2 in 1 season. Whoa, get out of town.
I think they're gonna, like, just throw the kitchen sink at this season, because it's the 15th season, and now, like, Tim and Heidi are much higher up in the producer list, so they might be like, let's just make it crazy. So I hope that there's another one, because they're popular.
Yeah.
But it looks like maybe next week, there's something to do with maybe it's the Real Woman Challenge already, because they were, like, standing somewhere and all the women were coming in.
I actually didn't watch the preview for next week.
Oh, okay.
That's one thing I forgot to do.
I did see it. It was on the end of the video version that I watched, and it looked like they were standing around, and Tasha was like, all these women coming around, and Tasha's personality, I can already tell it's going to be my favorite. And, but it looked like a bunch of different women, all different sizes, races, ages, things like that, so that it could be potentially the Real Woman Challenge already, which means they're just throwing all the popular challenges right at the beginning to try to get viewers and stuff.
Right.
So.
Yeah. Well... I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. I'm so happy it's back.
I know. Project Runway.
So, I don't know. Do you want to make any, like, predictions?
Yeah, since it's the first episode, let's make our predictions. So let's say, who do you think, just based off one unconventional garment, who do you think's going to take it all?
Take it all. Okay, I gotta look at my list. Do I have to pick just one?
You can pick your top 3. How about that? The top 3 finalists.
Okay. Oh, well, I'm gonna say Tasha, because
Yes.
she's my favorite.
Of course.
And I want her to make it.
Mm-hmm.
I also really like Erin. I mean, this is sounding super cliche, because so far it's all top people.
Right.
Because then, yeah, I actually also like Dexter. But I don't know if I would put Dexter in the top yet. I'm hoping that maybe Roberti will surprise me and get up there. But I don't know. I can't really recall like what his portfolio looked like.
See, and I didn't see any of the Before the Runway stuff, so
No.
I've only seen one garment from all of them. But
Okay, what do you think?
I agree with Tasha and Erin. I think they had really, really strong starts. Now, they might peter out or have stress or something. I really liked theirs. And then I think if Dexter, he started in a direction that wasn't quite right, but he fully listened to Tim, and he still made something really unique and cool. Maybe it's not exactly my style, but it was cool, and it was a legit garment that looked like somebody could wear it. Obviously, a wintry climate. So I think that he could be one of the finals, and if not him, then potentially Ma Jing, if he can kind of show more creativity. Because this time around, he made a really nice fitting dress that looked well made, but it was crumpled up paper.
Yeah.
Not super unique.
Right. Okay.
All right, so those are our predictions for season 15. We'll see if any of us... Now, we have 2 overlaps, so hopefully one of those, Erin or Tasha, stay in so we're right. But otherwise, this was our inaugural podcast about Project Runway.
Woo.
And how does it feel, Maggie? Your first podcast. Woo!
It feels hot and sweaty.
Yeah, we are literally in a RAV car at a park in the sun. And it's great.
Oh my god. Oh.
But,
It's hot.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
It's good.
It is.
Feels good. So we will see you guys in episode 2. Thanks for watching.
Woo. Listening.
Thanks for listening.